the Oculus Rift comes with a couple of free games, and it's just kind of, it doesn't, well, okay, so you buy it and you get stuff like Lucky's Tale for free. You're gonna get Robo Recall for free. Best Buy has that promotion now. I got Eve Valkyrie for free. There's a bunch of other like short film indie things that are free. There's the Spider-Man movie whatever thing that's free, which is like 15 minutes and not that great, but it's free and whatever. I also played the Ghost in the Shell one, which was just did not need to exist at all. But I mean, it was free, so I don't know. I might as well do it. So basically, I'm gonna round up kind of a lot of the free games I played with the Oculus and kind of highlight the main problem with some of these Oculus things is that a lot of these free things really highlight how garbagey they are. Are you gonna try the Marvel superhero? Of course. I mean, I have an Oculus. I have to try that Marvel thing. If it's even remotely as close as good as Robo Recall is, it's going to be a really fun game. Like, and that's fine. I like Marvel. I like all the superheroes. Being the Hulk and smashing things around, like, it looks stupid. That video, I will say this, as someone who owns a VR now, the trailers for VR games are trash, and they need to change them. You have to convince people that don't have VR. I have this now. I can watch a trailer for that, and I can understand what it's going to be. But you, who maybe hasn't ever played VR, or has only done like Google Cardboard or something, you're not going to understand. And seeing these dumb, hip people wiggle around isn't going to convince you. And it needs to show the game. It needs to show the game, and it needs to show like side by side almost of like the person, like I was saying with Robo Recall, grabbing a rocket out of the air and throwing it back. And it needs to show that, you know, picture in picture of the guy doing it, being Hulk, grabbing a car, showing the Oculus, like the gameplay, and then showing the guy on the corner being like, oh, I'm grabbing the car and I'm throwing the car. Like, that's what it needs to show, because these trailers are god awful. But yes, I will play that game. That's a long-winded way to get there. It's not, but that's the other problem with these games. Some of them are like $30, $40, and I'm not paying $40 to maybe get sick, and I'm not paying $40 for a 2-hour experience. I don't care how good your experience is. So that's tough. That's tough, right? But going back to the main focus here of the free things, there's the tutorial stuff, which I mentioned briefly earlier. And let's get one out of the way that's really terrible. And I hate to say this because I love NVIDIA. It's like how people pay for alcohol just to get sick. Kind of. I love NVIDIA, but they released this NVIDIA VR Funhouse, which is terrible. It is a tech demo, basically. And that's fine and all. But man, is it a tech demo. It is, but not a tech demo for like the technology gameplay. It's the tech demo for physics and weird balloons you can pop. It's nonsense. It's garbage. It's less than Wii Carnival games. And it's free, and I played it, and I promptly deleted it. And there are many things like that. Also mentioned Lucky's Tale, which I think is a cool game. It made me a little sick, like I said. But that's something you get for free with the Oculus. And I think platformer fans, like, it's totally fine. It's not going to change your life. It's a 3D platformer in the year 2017. Right? But it's fun enough and it's free, so you definitely should check it out. Unlike me, who played it once and never went back. I will one day return. And let's actually move over to like the bad side of things. I got this game. This game is, what is it? Valkyrie something? Hold on, I have it written down. I want to get the name of this. This is Valkyrie Blade. Okay, this is Valkyrie Blade, and you play as this little anime girl. You can kind of see her on the right there, and you'll see it right here too, where it zooms. It like shows you as this little anime girl with a sword, and then it zooms in to first person, right? So like, oh, cool, I'm a cool anime girl. And this is the game, right? Hey, Will. I know, the little anime girl. You'll see her die, and you get to see up her skirt. Great features, but this game is free. and it is exactly the Wii shovelware garbage you'd expect it to be. It is so totally like block, attack, and you see me. I'm actually, my screen right here is blocking my picture-in-picture, but this is on my YouTube. But you see me start like waggling like this, like a weirdo, and just totally killing people like that. In it, like this bizarro world. I mean, it's terrible. I don't even know if there's like a game. Like, are there microtransactions here? I don't understand the purpose of this game. And a bunch of these free games you can play are bad like this. I played this other one, which I think, I haven't looked this up, but it must have been made by the Hawaiian like tourism association or whatever. It's called Let Hawaii Happen. And it's like, oh, here's Hawaii. And they basically just set up 3D cameras, and there's real people. So you're on a boat and they're playing like a Hawaiian song, and you get to look around and see all the boat people. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting, right? You have a good idea here. There's not a game. It's like a weird experience, right? So that's a thing I played. Hawaii did seem nice. Not so nice was the... No, Hawaii wasn't. Let Hawaii Happen. That's why I'm starting my new fund to let Hawaii happen today. For many centuries, Hawaiians have not been allowed to happen. And it's just a crying shame. But there is a game part to it too, where you like parasail. You get to pick an island, and then you pick the island by looking at it, and then you parasail down to it. But they're like really terrible 3D models of the islands. I don't know why they just didn't get like super high-res pictures. It doesn't even fucking look like Hawaii. You could have told me that was anywhere. It was insane. So anyway, I did that. It's basically 5 or 4, I think 4 videos. For one for each island that they picked to display. And I mean, there were like, I mean, the dudes with their shirt off, if you're into that, chicks in bikinis, if you're into that, surfing. I mean, there was tons of that. So, I mean, that was cool, but I don't know. I let Hawaii happen, and it was free, right? That's what happened. There's another free game I played that I didn't realize was all in Spanish. Not even sure if it was Spanish. It could have been Portuguese or something, to tell you the truth. It's called Sanatorium, and it's supposed to be a scary game, and you're like exploring these detailed kind of pictures. Oh, there you go. There she's dead, and I poke her butt with my virtual fencing needle. Anyway, and you're navigating this area, kind of like old school adventure game where you click through to move down the hallway, and I couldn't find a scare. Like, I didn't know what to do because it was in Spanish. And I just got lost in this weird, kind of scary place. And I couldn't even get to the first jump scare because I didn't understand it. Although, I did get delivered a package in the middle of it. And I watched, it was on a stream. So all this footage is from a stream I did. And I was on the stream. And literally, what I said was, oh, I wanted to play this game to the first jump scare, but I don't know where it is. 2 seconds go by, and there's a knock at the door that scares me. How could things be so perfectly timed? But this is why you don't play VR in the middle of the day when you're expecting a package. It's very scary. So that's a free game that you can play. I don't know. What's another free game? Oh, Mission ISS, which is the International Space Station. This is another game that made me sick, actually. Because you're in like 0G, and you can kind of move around. And you can grab everything. So moving around made me sick. So I was like nauseously grabbing the walls and pulling myself along this spaceship, just trying to see space. It's actually kind of cool. Except that it was too nauseating. Like, if you really like space and wanted to learn more, like, I think NASA made it to help people learn about the International Space Station. Or someone made it. I don't know if NASA did, but you understand what I'm saying. Let's get to a good game in the interim. And it'd be cool if you're not, nauseous. That's the problem. And then I played a game called Face Your Fears, which I did 2 of the 4, I think, scenarios. One was you're being attacked by a robot on the top of a building, and it deals with heights and stuff. That's supposed to be scary. And the other one was this scary demon in a bed, and you're in the bed, and this demon's just running around the walls. That's cool if you want to scare people. That's fun and fine. But I think the conclusion of all these free games should be they're not great. They're very mixed, and the only actual good ones are ones like Lucky's Tale, which are only free because you bought the freaking thing, and Robo Recall, Transition Time,